uh, see if we can get some more folks to put a poll up and see if we can get some more people to vote on what we were just talking about as far as the host and co-host and things of that nature.
All right, let me see what I can work out. Hey, we're live. This is Sport Bad Boy Podcast. I'm back. Uh, I'll talk about my momentous occasion and part of my
Mhm.
opening shot. Also, we have Straw, we have Mike. We're talking CFP, college football playoff. Uh, we're also going to be discussing our college football picks. Who Notre Dame has a chance. NFL report recap the playoff weekend. Might throw in some coaching, maybe not. But Gerard Mayo got a raw deal. That's my stance. I'm gonna say that. But
Yes, amen.
um, if you, I'll throw that in there somewhere. But of course, this is the I got my guy Straw. He gonna tell me what to do, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it.
Hey, Faye,
Yeah.
hit the music.
Hey, yeah, hey, yeah, boys, yeah. Hold on, we them boys. Hold on, we them boys.
And of course, this is the Fort Valley Boys. We're on Sundays and Wednesdays. Sundays after the Super Bowl. We're back with college basketball, maybe some hot stove news and some pop culture, movie reviews. I want everybody to go see Captain America: Brave New World, a black Captain America. I think every black person should see that. If you don't like Anthony Mackie, and I don't care, but that's you need to go see it so we can talk about it. Um,
Yep. And that's actually the stop. Not to stop you. That's actually the second black Captain America. The first one wasn't acknowledged as Captain America, but it's
uh,
the second person to actually have the super serum. Was the first person was black. I'll just say that.
Isaiah Bradley, who you talking about? Isaiah Bradley.
Exactly. Great job, Faye. Great job on all that.
Just for me, as you see on the screen there, as you see there, we have two gentlemen that have different hair colors and textures. Um, Ryan Anderson has one of the most immaculate goatees in television history. Tell them what you do or what you don't do.
Oh, you know what? I don't use just for men. Earlier in life, man, say about 10 years ago, I used so much just for men. I actually was going to buy stock in just for men. Um, and it was good for that time. But like Teddy P said, I got to let it go. Had to do the just for men TKO. But yeah, it's good for those that are trying to hold on. But if you ain't trying to hold on, hey, come on to the light side, as they say, the light side.
Like you said, if you don't want gray in your beard, you try to look for more distinguished professional. Go ahead and get just for men. It is $6 at your local dollar store. Um, Ryan's company, Crazy Straws. If you're crazy and you like straws, get you a crazy straw. For a pack of 100, get it for $10.
That
These
is.
are these are sturdy straws, so go ahead and get you some. Um, Dax Wave Grew. Michael Atwater is a friend of mine. We've been friends for 30 years. I remember when I met him in the student center, he cracked on my name, Fabian. He doesn't think I
That's a
remember
damn
that.
lie.
That's actually true. He he
That
he
is not.
he, he made a song like why you nigga your child Fabian?
That was, see, that wasn't even me. That was Damon. I didn't even do that.
No, since he's not on the screen, we'll take that as a lie.
You tell the damn lie.
That is the truth. Damon's sponsor, Arizona Tea. He had to stop drinking it because it almost gave him the sugar shakes.
Wow.
It is
Wow.
89 cents in Florida, but with inflation, it's up to 93 cents.
Mm.
But you will receive diabetes in 45 seconds.
Hey, I promise you, hey, it's probably one of the more economic deals you get, but is it worth the risk?
No, you're you're better off spending $4.60 at Walmart for a 12-pack of sparkling flavored water.
There you go.
I've dropped sodas off my diet 3 years ago, and only time I drink sodas is when I have a nice beverage, which we'll get to as one of our sponsors in just a moment. Damon's podcast, chopping it up. Y'all keep Damon up. Damon takes some time off from the show. Just tell you, boy, we love him. And Damon, we miss you. We need you back because we need the levity for the show.
Man.
You keep things level and calm, and I'll pay you $5 if you come back. See, Facebook, YouTube, buynightshirt.com. You already know what the deal is. Bernard Ingram from Fort Valley, made Fort Valley stuff. He's also a Kappa, so he makes HBCU and Panhandle at 9 paraphernalia. Homecoming's around the corner, about 9 months. I know I'm talking about it early, but we're talking about doing a live show for now. Somebody told me don't do one. Like, why not? Might as well. But buy your stuff. You want to go to homecoming? You can go to the vendors on the street. But Bernard Ingram, he's legit. I have a sweater that I wore yesterday. I got a lot of folks like, hey, they need to make one for Tennessee State. Like, say less. Here's the link. Go buy
There
it.
it is. There it is.
I say Facebook, YouTube, and of course our final sponsor, Henny and Coke, Crown Royal, XO Ginger Ale.
The dark liquors.
That's the only time I drink sodas, unless I drink a Coke Zero, but that's it right there. We got to open the shops that we're gonna crank up first. Straw, you want to go ahead and start with your opening shot?
So my opening shot, we're going to talk about the Steelers and Mike Tomlin. So Steelers lost 28-14 to Baltimore in the first round of the NFL playoffs this past weekend. And a lot of people are wondering and asking, and these are real Steeler fans, including myself, should Mike Tomlin go? At this point, based on his record and knowing the Steelers organization of only having 3 head coaches in my lifetime, no, I don't think so. What we need, though, is we need more bullets in our gun. Defense needs defense getting old. Minkah Fitzpatrick, Cam Hayward, Ironhead's son, oldest son. It's getting to the point we're gonna have to refresh some of this stuff. Now, offensively, the experiment with Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, the first part of the year seemed like it was a really good success. Now, based on the play of the last 5 games of Russell Wilson, I'm not sure. I would think that right now, what Mike Tomlin would need is some more bullets in the gun. Let's see about some more offensive linemen. Let's see about possibly a Sam Darnold, who did cost himself a little bit of money, which makes him a little more affordable for us to come in. The thing about the Russell Wilson deal, Russell Wilson's 1 year. Denver's paying him for the rest of their contract, so that's different. We could bring in a Sam Darnold, and as long as we protect him, once again, going back to the offensive line, as long as we protect him, I think we'll be good. I think we will be really good. I love Mike Tomlin, love what he does. The standard is the standard, but this past weekend, it was not the standard. So we get us back where we need to be, and we'll be having a different conversation next season.
We'll go to Mike next on UJ basketball.
Man, the University of Georgia right now basketball team is 14-2. They are ranked in the AP and coaches poll for the first time in 2003. Right now, they are currently in a battle with 6th ranked Tennessee up in Knoxville. But real quick, not just that with Georgia basketball. Let me just shout out the entire SEC men's basketball. I mean, women's basketball too, for what they have done and just kind of rebranded their sports. Football is definitely the money making the SEC, but the SEC basketball, it started getting good when you started having big time coaches come join the SEC. Rick Barnes to Tennessee, Bruce Pearl to Auburn. You had at one time Ben Holland, who was a Final Four coach from UCLA at Mississippi State. When they started attracting big time college basketball coaches, it didn't start right away, but the SEC is now the best conference in college basketball. If the tournament was today, the SEC could arguably get 10 to 11 teams in a tournament. Then you had on your Calipari's in the conference, which Arkansas is kind of borderline right now. But the SEC as a whole, gymnastics, baseball, women basketball. Think about our last two national championships in women basketball. It's LSU and South Carolina. So Georgia basketball is just a part of what you're seeing that the SEC has done have in rebranding their image to not just be a football conference. SEC has slowly become the best conference in sports, period, in college. College baseball national champ. Who is that? University of
Vanderbilt.
Tennessee. University of
Vanderbilt.
Tennessee, boy. University of Tennessee.
Vanderbilt. So you saying Vanderbilt ain't won? Well, Vanderbilt don't won one the last 5 years, Michael.
I'm talking about this past year. I'm talking about
Okay.
this past.
Okay.
Don't forget Oklahoma also. The women's
Well, I mean, are
softball,
we gonna
women's
officially
softball.
count them now?
I mean, you might as well. They got money from us from the SEC.
Yeah, that's true too. So yeah, shout out just the SEC as a whole, man. Georgia's success right now on the basketball court. They had a rock star coach in Mike White, got him from Florida, but the SEC in the whole is a part of why what we're seeing right now. So shout out to Georgia basketball and the SEC as a whole.
For those that are listening, Michael said in the hole.
Man, I hate this dude, man.
My opening shot is, who's the next black coach in the NFL? My answer is going to be, it's not going to be one in this hiring cycle. Maybe Aaron Glenn in New Orleans, but he's set up for failure there because of their cap situation. New Orleans is about $50 million over the cap. They're going to have to strip it down to the bare bones and start fresh. Are you trusting Aaron Glenn? Or are you going to give, let me rephrase that. Are you going to have the patience of a strip down with Aaron Glenn to do this? You have to designate Derek Carr, Alvin Kamara, maybe Taysom Hill, one of the defenders, as a post June 1 cut to have some savings and do a stretch over the 2 years of their cap. But if I had to pick a black coach, Aaron Glenn should be the first one chosen. My second choice would be, there would not be a black coach in this hiring cycle, and my third one will be Marcus Freeman. The reason why I say Marcus Freeman, because he fits all the intangibles. He's a college coach, he's black, and unfortunately, he's a black coach who's married to a white woman. Todd Bowles, Lovie Smith, old boy in Houston. So
all of them married to white women?
It's the sky blue.
Yes, sir.
I'll drink to that.
Nah, we don't know about Mike Tomlin. I'll look that up, but if he is, I'll be completely shocked.
Yeah,
let me defend the black dude, man, and no disrespect to the black women out there, but you got to realize too that these black guys that are marrying white women, that's pretty much all they know since. I mean, think about it. When you go to a University of Alabama or Auburn, any of these predominantly white institutions, the key word that I just said in that sentence, predominantly white. So most of the chicks you gonna mingle with, most of them, now I ain't saying all of them, most of the chicks you gonna mingle with or kick it with or don't rock with you from day one, it's gonna be them white chicks. Because a lot of them black chicks are not, at Alabama like that, Georgia and all them kind of schools. And then some of these dudes too, man, where they brought up, and I'm just going by like a lot of my athletes, that's what they like, that's what they know in their hometown. White girls. So that's what they used to. There's no disrespect to the black women, and this ain't everybody, but when you go to a PWI, that's why it's called a PWI. I mean, I'm just being honest.
I just sent y'all an image of Mike Tomlin is the only one that is married to a black woman.
Well, there it is. I'm just saying. With that being said, man, it goes back to that, but then it also goes back to what Michael was saying just a second ago about the way you was raised. And I hate to say that because there are, as much as we want this to be a melting pot in America, there's still the stigmatism of if she can't use your comb, don't bring her home. So with that being said,
You
you
use a
know,
brush, you better hush.
yeah, exactly. Thank you, Faye. Um, it's just different. Some of these African American coaches weren't raised in the stuff beyond the Bible Belt like us and down here. So it's fine for them. Probably went to prom with a white girl. Who knows? But the fact of the matter is, as much as I would like to see us black men stay with black women, it's hard when you get up to a certain level of success. Um, and it depending on how you and then how you were raised. So it goes both ways, man. Shouts out to my head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin, keeping it real, keeping it real.
Now, before we get on to the championship game, let me just bring this up to we at the cold open. I was talking about the Patriots. I was listening to somebody the other day, Byron Leftwich and Pep Hamilton. We haven't heard Pep Hamilton's name since he was in Indianapolis. They got interviews with Robert Kraft in New England. Robert Kraft just did that to check the boxes to go ahead and hire Mike Vrabel. I know we got a lot of football we got to talk to, but I'm gonna ask this real quick. I'm gonna spend about 2 minutes on this. Is the Rooney Rule really working, Michael, for coaches, not general managers and presidents? Is it working for not just head coaches, OCs and DCs?
How many black head coaches we got in the league? What, 2?
4.
Tomlin, Raheem Morris. I forgot about Raheem Morris. Let me look him up.
Oh, damn, Raheem Moore, yeah.
Raheem Morris,
Todd Bowles.
D'Amico Ryan, Todd Bowles.
Oh, never mind. Oh boy, never mind. I'm sorry. So Mike Tomlin owned one married to a white woman, black woman.
Is the Rooney Rule working
for coaches and coordinated positions?
I mean, I would have to say yeah, because we got black coaches and black coordinators. We need to. It can be more. We need to develop more. But see, people are going to blame, the white owners for not hiring this person, that person to be coaches. We got to put ourselves in position to be offense and defensive coordinators and head coaches too. We got to work on our side too. Well, think about it. When you're coming up, man, ain't nobody, when you 9, 10, 11 years old playing football, nobody is preparing you to be a coach or general manager or director of operations, that kind of stuff. We just got to do a better job. And even at the high school level, we got to do a better job at this level at getting high school coaches, college, and the pros. So in order for that Rooney Rule to really be in effect, we got to have more black coaches at the high school and college level too. Because where you going to get them from?
Yeah, I feel you in that part. And I believe in Division 1, I want to say there's less than 9 African American head coaches in Division 1. Loxley, I think, still at Maryland. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mike.
I think yeah.
Dion, Marcus Freeman, the coach in Syracuse, Sharon Moore, Michigan.
Do you count James Franklin?
Sure. James Franklin looked like he's relative of the Colonel Sanders.
James Franklin, Marcus Freeman. I mean, but we got to develop more. We got just think about the area that you're living in right now. Now, for Ryan living in Columbus, it may be because Columbus is a more of an urban type city. Ryan may have a little bit more black coaches in football down there, but Fabe up in the Henry County and Clayton County area, it may be different. I damn sure know it's different up here in Northwest Georgia. There's not one black head coach up here in Northwest Georgia. Not one.
I'm gonna say it's not working. There are 32 teams in the NFL. As far as on a coordinator side, it's probably half and half. But as far as the Rooney Rule needs to be amended, I think it needs to be amended to a certain point because um, we knew when they fired Gerard Mayo, we knew that Vrabel was going there. We knew before the season ended if that happened, who was going to be there because Vrabel played for Kraft and played for Belichick, but so did Mayo. And for him not to get at least 2 to 3 years is a crime in itself. Reminded me of Ray Rose when he was in Philadelphia. This is a travesty of justice. And same thing with Antonio Pierce. I've been all on Antonio Pierce and all for Antonio Pierce. Fabe said he was going to get fired. Fabe did say he was going to get fired, but I didn't believe it because I thought that the Raiders organization was at least going to give this man 2 years, and for them not to give somebody 2 years or at least give them a chance to put their team together is a travesty. Bill Parcells said it best. He said it's one thing to play with the grocers that's bought, and it's a whole nother thing to help buy the grocers. So you the grocers is bought. Hey, general manager got to take some accountability in that too. So you got to help buy the grocers in order to field the team that you want to coach. And I don't feel like there was enough time to buy the appropriate grocers, so to speak.
With that being said, let's go ahead and move on to possibly Marcus Freeman buying groceries in Notre Dame to
South Bend.
into somewhere else. National championship game is on Martin Luther King Day on Monday, which also unfortunately is the inauguration of a felon. But that's for another show. Ohio State is looking like the team that we thought they would be, going against Notre Dame, which is a team we didn't think they would be. I'm gonna go Mike Denstraw. What is your biggest key for this game on Monday night?
The biggest key I think is for Notre Dame is to old school principle, run the football and play good defense. Notre Dame got the athletes to play with Ohio State. They do.
Right. They do.
Because Notre Dame is one of those, and me and Rachel have this conversation all the time, the haves and the have-nots of college football. Notre Dame is one of the halves in college football. Notre Dame is one of the schools that has a tradition. Notre Dame is a school that can get 4 and 5 stars to come there. So they got the guys that can play with Ohio State. But they got to keep them off the field. They got to run the football. They can't let Jeremiah Smith do what he does. Now, Texas did a good job of corralling Jeremiah Smith. But at the same time, they can't have no explosive plays, run the football, play good defense. This game kind of reminds me of the Miami Ohio State game 2000, 2001, where everybody in the world thought Miami was going to win that national championship. Nobody gave Ohio State a chance.
I sure didn't.
Ain't nobody giving Notre Dame no chance. Everybody think Ohio State finna go in there and beat them 17, 20 points. And Ohio State played good defense, gave the ball to Maurice Claret, and they ended up winning that game. Now, it was a fluke call, but they ended up winning that game. So
yeah, that pass interference call, that pass interference was a bad call.
That wasn't no passing. That was on Philip Buchanan. He was the cone on that play. And Miami would have won a national championship. So that's what this game kind of reminds me of. Nobody in the world is thinking Notre Dame got a shot. But they run the football, play good defense. They got a chance.
That was on 2002, 2003 season.
2002, yeah, because 2001, Miami beat Nebraska for it.
No, it's 2002 they beat Nebraska. The year they played the championship game, 2002, 2001, Florida State beat Michael Vick. I'll look it up, make sure we're right, though. Go ahead, Straw. What's your biggest biggest key to the game?
I mean, I'm on the bandwagon with Michael. I feel like if they just go on and play like the hair on fire, but play disciplined football, I think Notre Dame can win. In the midst of all that, I really think that, not that I'm on the bandwagon on Ohio State, but I mean, they done bought the best team that college football can buy. You got your Jeremiah Smiths out there catching everything, and you got some great athletes that were worth every dime. Um, so it's going to be a good game. I just think that if they play anywhere close to where they played against Georgia and the way they played against Penn State, then it's going to be a good football game. It's going to be a really good football game.
Yeah, it was the 2002-2003 season. Ohio State didn't win the national championship that year. The year before, Miami 2001-2002 season. Oklahoma won the 2000-2001 national championship. They beat Florida State. They got a yeah. They had only scored 2 points that game. And that was off a safety.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Florida State beat Virginia Tech. That was the Michael Vick experience in
Peter Ward on the Florida State side.
Chris Winkie with the quarterback. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So let's get to the game. Who's gonna win and why, Mike?
I think Ohio State gonna win. I like a 24-10 kind of game. I don't think Notre Dame can score enough with Ohio State. I like Ohio State 24-10, 24-14, somewhere in there.
Straw.
I like I mean on paper I'm gonna go with Ohio State 20-10. But it wouldn't surprise me if it's closer than that. Like the last game, there was time for Penn State to win the game, but Notre Dame pulled it out. So if it's close or late, we'll see when it's quote unquote nut cutting time. We'll see who got the better team then. We'll see who got the most experienced team then, and we will also see who wants it more at that time.
All of us, of course, want Marcus Freeman to win. He'd be the first African American coach to win the national championship, which is crazy. Just like the NFL of the year, Lovie Smith and Tony Dungy went in the Black Bowl in Africa and Black History Month.
Indianapolis versus Chicago.
So,
I wasn't in New Orleans. Was it in New Orleans?
That was in Miami. Prince did the halftime show. Yep. He did Purple Rain in the Rain. In the rain.
You said Prince said, "I wanted to. Can you get it to rain harder?"
Way he played guitar. That's one of my favorite musicians of all time. With that being said, Ohio State 34, Notre Dame 16. I just don't see. I think Ohio's defense. A lot of folks don't give Ohio State credit to their defense. They thought they bought their defense. That defense has been there at least 3 years together.
Mm-hmm.
Season.
Their season defense. Then you got old boy from I think it's Caleb Downs, transfer for Alabama. He's been a game changer for that back end. I think Will Howard is the quarterback for Ohio State, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
If Will Howard stays within himself like he did against Oregon, I don't think Notre Dame's going to have an answer for those receivers and those backs.
I'm going to take it a step further. If Will Howard, like you said, plays within himself, Will Howard is really made the winning plays late in the game against Notre Dame. Against Texas when Texas had them. Texas had them now. They had them on the shoestring. Will Howard calls his own number and runs for it seemed like forever. Mm-hmm. And that led to the next score and the win. So that was Will Howard does that and they'll be good.
Another key to the game, a lot of folks not realizing, I mean to jump in, but Ohio State has the top ranked red zone defense in the country. Texas. Now, I watched the second half of that game. Why are you doing a toss sweep on second down? Well, Ohio State probably has the fastest front seven in the country.
If you pick up that mark on Caleb Downs, that's a touchdown. You run that play because on first down, You ran up the middle and didn't get nowhere. So you come back and try to run a toss sweep. If they block Caleb Downs, he scores. If you go back and look at that play, nobody touched Caleb Downs. Nobody. He came right up, right on the side, and hit the running back. But if he's blocked, that's a touchdown.
When you look at that play, man, that is it more of a bad play call, or is it more of Ohio State just blowing that play up?
It was Ohio State.
It
wasn't the play call. Caleb Downs blocked on that play. Texas scores.
I would have ran play action on first down. Denver did the toss, but it's neither here nor there.
I mean, you inside the red zone. You know, you either two. It's two plays you run inside that deep. You either gonna run a deep cross, deep something, or you gonna run it straight up the middle. Now that's what you do. That's every coach gonna do this just about the same thing. Now on second down, like you said, I'm running something to keep them linebackers and them safeties frozen for just a second more, so I can deliver something, so I can get something. But yeah, that's it's a crazy play call, and then the athleticism of Ohio State's defense at the same time.
Yeah, I think Ohio State has more athletes. They have a more consistent quarterback, Riley Leonard. You did everything you could do, dog. Helmets to the left, shells to the right. Now Notre Dame wins. I'll be happy for Marcus Freeman. I just don't think they have enough offense to keep up with Ohio State. But this could be a low-scoring game. I just think Ohio State's defense is going to make one more play than Notre Dame's, and it's going to blow the game open. So put it out here. I think it's at 34-16. So last couple national championship games, I've been pretty good at making picks. I think I'm the only person.
This is gonna be interesting too, because these are the last two remaining. They done played a lot of football, going this deep, playing the 12-team playoffs. So this is gonna be a lot of football. So how many more wrinkles can you throw in against an opposing defense? How many more different looks can you throw in that you haven't seen all season long and in the past couple of 2-3 games?
I want to take it as a step further before we go on to the NFL playoffs, the divisional round. Think about the players that's been playing in the playoffs. You know, there's a rookie wall in the NFL that hits about week 9, week 10. These guys that's playing now have built up a little bit of resistance now for that rookie wall for next season. So all the guys that are candidates for the draft should make a easier transition to me into the NFL with their body and that type of stuff. Of course, they still got to take care of it, do nutritional and all that type of stuff. I think this is going to help that alleviate the pain for that rookie wall for them because they play more games. Am I crazy thinking that, Mike?
No, you're all right. I see what you're saying.
A great point. Great point.
Now, NBA different because those guys take about 5-6 months off. After 30 games, those guys hit a rookie wall, and that's a wrap. Then they have to get themselves back together. But all of us are in consensus with Ohio State, but of course we want the black coach to win. But we're realists also. So let's move on to divisional playoffs. When you think of October, you think of fall starting, you think of Halloween, and you think of Charlie Brown. Why
the great pumpkin.
The great pumpkin. And the great pumpkin showed up on Monday night.
Well, dude, crazy, man.
Sam Darnold, you cost yourself $20 million on Monday night.
He's rising out of the pumpkin patch.
He cost himself $20 million. Now let me ask the referee that's on the show, Mike. Was that was not an incomplete pass for Stafford, was it?
Man, you had 17 right there in the right there in the way. He threw it forward, so that's that's an incomplete pass. He had a pass in motion. He threw it forward. That's an incomplete pass.
I'm gonna see if I can try to pull that play up. Uh, from Wild Card Weekend, what was the biggest takeaway from you guys? I want to start. I don't want to start with Straw,
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
so I'm gonna start with Straw.
The biggest takeaway for me, I'm gonna be honest with you. Woo, it's gonna be something else stopping them Baltimore Ravens, man. And 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 maybe it's maybe the Pittsburgh still just made them look great, but that doggone they ran read option up and down the field. Now the biggest thing going into that game for Baltimore was they weren't going to have Zay Flowers because that's Lamar's primary receiver, right? But they just ran the ball 186 on the ground for King Henry. So I'm just if you can stop that run attack, both of them, yeah, you deserve to win. So Buffalo, if you locked in and you think you can do it and you do it, yeah, you deserve to win that divisional game and deserve to go to the AFC Championship game. But
Mike,
not many teams are built to do it though.
no. Mike, your takeaway from Wild Card Weekend before we move on to divisional games.
I am shocked at the LA Chargers and the bad evening that Justin Herbert had with 4 interceptions. And I guess you're shocked at the fact that the Texans playing a weak division, so nobody predicted the Titans or the Jaguars or the Colts to win that division. We knew from the start that the Texans were gonna win that division. But when we saw the Chargers and the kind of year that they had, we kind of thought the Chargers, you beat the Texans, and I said this to somebody at school last week. Chargers beat the Texans. I feel good about LA going into Kansas City because they almost beat Kansas City during the regular season. But the fact that the Chargers and the Vikings stunk it up. Y'all know something crazy? The Vikings lost 4 games this year to 2 teams. They lost twice to the Rams and twice to the Lions. 14-4.
Did they lose twice? They couldn't have lost twice to the Rams. They couldn't have lost.
They lost 3 games in the regular season, then the playoff game.
Wait a minute. Okay, say it again, Mike. They lost who? Twice to the Lions and
went 14-4. They lost twice to 2 teams.
I know they lost twice to the Lions. That's the division opponent.
Lost week 8 on that Thursday night game with that controversial call on Darnold.
Yeah, it wasn't on face. They was in LA.
They didn't get a face mask call that would cause the safety.
Gotcha.
Now,
okay.
Now I will say this too, and the NFL probably ain't gonna do nothing about it.
They're not.
But bro, you win 14 games, you got to go on the road. Man. That's crazy, man.
Go ahead. You go ahead. I'll give my solution after you give your.
But the fact that how Justin Herbert, Sam Darnold, and let me throw another one out here. The Eagles didn't look particularly good either. They didn't look good. I'm gonna tell y'all. I know we about to talk about it. I'll wait before we talk about the Rams Eagles game. I'm gonna be quiet. I'll be quiet.
If you want, if folks are clamoring about a 14, this is an anomaly though. First of all, so this is not gonna happen. When you think about it, you had, I think, 4 teams with better records, road teams had better records than the home team. The Chargers had a better record than the Texans. Of course, the Vikings over the Rams. The Washington had a better record than the Tampa Bay. Yep. Tampa Bay. And I want to say that might just be the 3.
Yeah.
It might be the 3. It's just anomalies. And think about how bad the Cowboys been this year. So that's why the Redskins not Redskins, the Commanders had a better record than them. But if you're clamoring about change for playoff seeding and that type of stuff, get rid of divisions. Just make a conference. Just do what baseball used to do back in the day. Have an American League and a National League. Just have AFC and NFC. No divisions. You seed it. Whoever has the best record has to buy. You keep it the same way. in your top 7 records. That way, your best record teams guaranteed the home game. If you are crying about it, get rid of the division. But then that's going to strike up controversy and tradition and
Yeah, that's gonna kill that. That's gonna kill the rivalry between that AFC North, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Baltimore, Pittsburgh. Like I'm starting to realize now that the rivalries in football, NFL, is just as worse as the rivalries in college. Like when I say, you know how people always talk about Alabama, Auburn, Navy, Army, they hate each other, bruh. Cowboy hate the Eagles. The Eagle hate the Cowboy. The Saints fan hate the Falcons.
That's so long ago. That's a long seated hatred though.
The Raiders hate the Chiefs, and everybody in the AFC North hate each other. All them teams.
everybody.
Don't none of them like each other. So you that sound good, but you can't. They're not gonna do that because them rivalries in the NFL now they're just as strong as college football rivalries. But that do make sense though.
I mean, you could still. I mean, you have 32 teams, 16 team conference. You could still have the rivalries. You could still plug it that way. You just get rid of divisions, but that's circumventing the whole thing. But I'm just throwing some out there. You could probably create some new rivalries. You got a 17-game season. You play everybody in your division, in your conference. No, you play half the conference and play the other half from the other conference. Yep. It's a little quirky, but I'm just throwing something out there because too much like right. I don't know anything, but let's get to these divisional games. I believe Saturday nights games, Chiefs and the Texans. Do Texans even have a chance without that pass rush? Because that's a hellified pass rush with Danielle Hunter and Dutchtown High School's Will Anderson Jr.
I think the game gonna be Kansas City gonna show some rush. I think the game gonna be close, about a half, and I think Kansas City pull away in the second half.
Especially with Hollywood Brown, way he looked against the Steelers. Sorry, Straw. They look good. Straw.
Give me Kansas City, and I've said this before. Until you, in the words of my boy Dennis Green, gonna crown their ass. They the champs till somebody knock them off. They lost one game. If you really want to be serious, they lost 2. But if technically as that team, the starters on that field, they lost 1 game. I don't see anybody. I mean, until you stop them, that's what it is. So give me the Chiefs. It wouldn't be surprising if Will Anderson Jr. has anywhere close to the game that he had last weekend. It's going to be a lot closer than a lot of people think. They may not see this one coming. Considering all the close games Kansas City's played all year, considering that Patrick Mahomes has not thrown a pass since Christmas Day, it's a lot of factors in that, man. I don't know. I give me the Chiefs until somebody else beat them.
Yeah, I think this not gonna be close because I think the Chiefs fixed the offensive line, moving Tooney to tackle. Not Tooney. Is it Tooney they moved to tackle?
I think so.
Okay. Creed Humphrey still there, so I think they fixed the offensive line. I think if you're gonna have any success, you need to go to the right side with Jawad Taylor. If you want to have any type of success of pressuring, you go to the right side. But the problem is though, you got Hollywood Brown on the outside, you got Xavier Worthy on the slot, you got Hans Hopkins on the other side. Mm-hmm. You got Kelsey, who's rested up, who I think came into this season so out of shape. Taylor Swift is telling you need to shake it off. That weight. You shake
it off. Shake it off. Oh, shake it
off. I think Kansas City gonna win this by 10. I think it's comfortable.
I see that.
CJ Stroud does not look good this year, but he has not had healthy weapons all year. His offensive line has been trash. Laremy Tunsil, probably one of the best left tackles in football, has been the most penalized left tackle in football, right behind the left tackle for Kansas City, the guy who got benched for Tooney to move to the left side. So I think Texans going to start close. I think the Chiefs going to pull away. And keep in mind now, Chris Jones had 3 weeks to rest. Keep that in mind. He did not. I don't believe he played against the Steelers. He did not play against the Steelers. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. He did not.
I did not hear in that bitter loss of by the Steelers. I did not hear his name one time, so I don't think he put his pads on.
Man, and they got jokes. Look, man, this is Turtle Beach headphones I got on sale on Best Buy for $25.
I'm told him this, and you didn't come on the show tonight, sir. That's a fine.
He had a meeting.
He said he had a meeting.
He had to go. Yeah, he had to go to his deacon's meeting. Man, hit the link, Anatole. Hit the link. You know what to do. You got out of church. Go ahead, got a meeting. So we all agree Kansas City gonna win. I think Lions play the
Commanders. I
Commanders.
almost said it too, Fade. Said it too.
Why don't we just stick to the old school Washington football team?
Yeah, football team. Washington football team. Straw, I'll start with you on this one. What's the key to the game for the Lions and the Commanders?
Man, the Lions, they got to be who you are. Be who you are. Run the ball, throw it with golf, hit Amon-Ra St. Brown, play decent defense.
Knuckles is back.
What's that?
Knuckles is back also too.
Oh wow! Well, you got both Sonic and Knuckles, so this is Sonic 4. You got a problem. Now, if you want to play devil's advocate, this is a great opportunity for Daniels to sink his legacy in the NFL lore going forward.
It's already sunk.
Well, I mean, even deeper. Let's go deeper, as they said. Let's go deeper. They ain't supposed to be there.
No,
they ain't supposed to be there. Not now. Maybe next year, maybe they're supposed to be there in the playoffs, but not now. So if Jalen Daniels can play and has time, he didn't have a lot of time last week against Tampa Bay, but if he can get some time and do his thing, it wouldn't surprise me. Believe it or not, there are some really good veterans on that Commanders defense. Bobby Wagner, the ageless wonder, former Super Bowl MVP, out there doing his thing, man. I thought he had retired last year, and pops up in the playoffs once again. If you can circle the wagons, as my boy on ESPN CB used to say, circle the wagons. It's a possibility. I don't see it. Give me the Lions. Give me the Lions. Give me the Lions.
Dennis in Detroit, that's going to be wild. Just give context of what Straw is saying. The over-under for wins for Washington this year was 6.5, and they won 12 games this year.
There it is. So if you had them in your prize picks, come see me. I need some money.
And speaking of prize picks, you got an itch. You have a penchant for spending money. Prize pick give you all your needs that you need for making picks. It's very simple to make a pick. You want to make some money? Use Prize Pick. Use Prize Pick in states where it's legal to gamble.
Yep. Georgia happens to not be one of those states. So if you give them another plug, unsolicited plug, the only other site that you could probably go on that's similar to Prize Pick is going to be Underdog. Underdog, over and under, same type of deal.
Gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER if you have a gambling addiction. We're trying to get sponsors, y'all. I'm working. I took last week off, so I've been working on my sponsor game. So I took a week off last week. Mike, your big takeaway for this weekend for the Lions and the Commanders.
Lions, keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep keeping them guessing offensively with Ben Johnson. Get Jahmyr Gibbs, who is probably one of the most electrifying running backs in football. And don't let Jaden Daniels make him uncomfortable. Make him get out that pocket. Pressure Jaden Daniels You know, you got McLaurin and Brian Robinson, but other than that, and with Zach Ertz, he's got a couple of weapons here and there. But Detroit's got to get after Washington. With all that being said, I like Detroit. Probably this is another game, maybe a touchdown, about 10.
Zach Ertz, 135 years old. 135 years old.
He's still balling.
He beat Joe Lewis's ass.
That's right. He did what Joe Lewis ass.
He did. Fuck
That's
you.
right. He did what
Fuck
he
you.
went Joe Lewis ass.
Fuck you. Fuck you. And fuck you. Who next?
Who next?
That might be a rewatchable movie right now. Come back. We have to think about her dick come to America.
I think we did that one, Fave. I think we did that one.
I had to do the sequel. The sequel wasn't that good, but it's good to watch for nostalgia purposes. But I think all of us are taking Detroit to win.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Next game.
Next game.
This is an intriguing game. Rams versus the Eagles. Mike, you had some things you want to say about the Eagles.
Hey, man. Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Nakui, I can't never say his name.
Puka Nacua.
Tyron Williams. They got a young, good defense. Man, don't y'all be surprised. The Rams going to Philadelphia and get the win. I'm telling you now, they are probably one of the best offensive teams in the league. I'm going with the upset. I like the Rams.
I can't argue with that, cousin. I cannot argue with that. But this has been burning. This has been burning Jalen Hurts for not one but 2 seasons. I don't even know if he changed the screensaver. I'm gonna tell you, with the addition of Saquon, the talk they had with AJ Brown. You got former University of Georgia players on that historic defense. Nolan Smith. You got Big Jordan in there. You got and Nolan Smith on that team too. Am I right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Now, to your point, sir, I will be the first to tell you I could see it. I could see it. This one here is a 3-point game. This is a 3-point game they playing in Philly. So give me the 3-point edge, the home field edge for the Eagles. But it wouldn't surprise me if the LA Rams with Puka Nacua, former University of Georgia quarterback Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and that cast of characters do their thing. But I'm giving the Eagles by 3.
I wonder what book AJ Brown's going to read on the sideline this week. I got a book for him right now. He can read because I was reading this book while Straw was talking, and because I was reading it because I don't try not to get frustrated. This is the book he needs to read right here, Leadership 101.
Was that John? Okay, one more time.
John C. Maxwell.
John C. Maxwell. Okay, Leadership 101.
Read that book right there because that's not being a leader. Because I get it, you trying to read that book so you won't pout and all that different stuff, but the game flow to me. I know Mike was saying the Eagles' defense was strong, but Green Bay defense was even stronger because they were on their routes like white on rice. Problem was Jordan Love just played terribly. You had a bunch of injuries, and the Packers did not keep their cool.
Yeah, the injury bug hit them at the exact wrong time. I think they had 4 or 5 injuries throughout that game that they highlighted, man, and that's enough to sink any ship. Seeing 4 to 5 players go out during the game,
especially your top 2 receivers. I mean, your next 2 receivers. Because Chris Watson to me is not a 1. He's more like a 3, but they treat him like a 1. But when he got tore his knee up against the Bears, I just think he's too injury prone. He's not worth the risk for the Packers. You need to move on from him. Especially Jordan Love has to look at the quarterbacks. Herbert only threw 3 picks through the whole season.
And threw 4 in that game.
Threw 4 in the game. Jordan Love he did not throw an interception for 7 consecutive games and threw 3 interceptions. And then they had an extra fumble for the 4th turnover. When you look at the Packers this past for the game, their offense just did not click. The Eagles does not give up much running. They have 2 young corners DeJean and Mitchell, Quinyon Mitchell, I believe, Mike. Quinyon Mitchell.
Yeah.
They that could be tough right there. I'm with Straw. I'm it's a pick 'em to me. That 3 points is just fluff. I think if you look at with Nakobe Dean going out with I think a knee injury, he's out for the rest of the playoffs.
Did not know that. Did not know that.
I'm gonna have to go with I want to see Detroit and Philadelphia. I really do. I want to see 2 people that gamble. That's what I want to see because if the Rams play the Lions, that's gonna be a 40-38 game. I think so. I'm gonna go with the Eagles. It's not gonna be 3. I think it's gonna be like more like 1 or 2. I think it's gonna be a little bit closer. The Rams back end stepped up. I think I'm gonna give a couple people their flowers right quick. The Rams started 1-4. Half that team was hurt. Sean McVay has coached his ass off.
Shouts out to my son Miles being a Rams fan before the Super Bowl win. I just bought this young man an all-white Puka Nacua jersey. Now, I want him to keep wearing that thing, but like we were just saying, the Eagles. And shouts out to my boy Fonte Smart over there in Savannah. Big Eagles fan. This y'all time. It's y'all time.
Which leaves the last game, probably the best game of the weekend. CBS got a blessing.
Man, I can't remember a divisional game this anticipated.
You might be right.
No, because you got to go. Wait, hold on, because it didn't. Okay, let's pump the brakes. Just a second. Did the Indianapolis with Peyton and Tom Brady meet a couple of times in the divisional to go to the playoffs? They didn't.
I'll look it up, but I've always thought mostly championship game. But I'll look it up.
I remember most of the championship games too, but I thought they met a couple of times in the divisional. Usually, if they met in the divisional, that meant Tom Brady was going on to the Super Bowl.
I'm gonna start with Mike on this one. Biggest key for the Ravens and Bills.
Biggest key for the Ravens, Todd Monken, run Derrick Henry more than 6 times. Your last big time playoff game against Kansas City, you didn't run not Derrick Henry. You didn't run the ball.
Lamar. You didn't use Lamar right.
You use that 1-2 punch of Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. I know it's gonna be cold. Run the football. And Buffalo, the key for you is Josh Allen continue to be Josh Allen. Don't get in there, turn the football over. Use James Cook, use Ray Davis, use them guys to make stuff happen. But like this game right here, man. I think it's gonna be a barn burner, man. It's a 3-point game, I think.
You ain't pick. You said just gonna be a 3-point game. You ain't say who gonna win. I ain't hear you say.
Okay, yeah. I'm going Baltimore. I like Baltimore.
Be strong.
Man, give me Baltimore, because until somebody can prove that they can stop that 2-headed monster of Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, and I'm not sure if Zay Flowers is going to be back, but if he's back, it's not going to do anything but put icing on the cake. Give me Baltimore by a touchdown.
Derrick Henry ran for 199 yards in week 5 against Buffalo. Josh Allen looked like the bottom of a trash can that game.
Scum.
The one person that can stop the Baltimore Ravens offense, Todd Monken. That's one person that can stop the offense. Everybody blame Lamar. He had 3 turnovers against the Chiefs last year in the championship game, but he was put in positions that he shouldn't have been in. Now, don't get me wrong, they should have ran the ball more, but Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins were hurt the whole year anyway. That's his favorite play is injured. Todd Monken, you got to run the ball. I would say you don't have to run it 50, but you have to run it 30 to 45 times. I'm gonna give him wide range. He needs to run it 30, 45 times. Baltimore's defense has been the top rate defense over the last 7 weeks. Still a shade bit of trouble on the back end, but moving Kyle Hamilton back to his natural safety spot is what put the Baltimore defense back at top. You tried Zach Orr tried a few different things, and he realized, I need Kyle Hamilton playing safety. Number 21 for the Ravens might be a weak spot for them on the back end, but Zay Flowers plays, Ravens win. If Zay Flowers don't play, the Ravens win.
Let me ask you this, Faye. Let me ask you this, Mike. Is whoever wins this game now, going statistically, in my opinion, I think Lamar should run away with this MVP race.
Yeah,
But
he should.
let's say that they get outplayed and Buffalo ends up eking out a victory. Does that solidify the MVP for Josh Allen?
The MVP's the votes are already in.
Okay,
The votes are in the day after the last game, regular season game. The votes are already in. Now, proven fact was every first team all pro quarterback has won the MVP. Last time that didn't happen was when Adrian Peterson won the MVP that year. So usually the first team quarterback, all pro first team quarterback usually wins MVP. So Lamar, that tracks for Lamar. But we will see. Lamar,
I don't mean to cut you off. Let me just say something real quick about Lamar Jackson, man. When have y'all ever seen a star like we got in the league that you never see this dude on no commercials?
He is a Gatorade commercial.
Yeah, he got a Gatorade commercial.
Okay. All right. He should have more commercials out there, man. He should be getting more, not popularity. He should be seen more. As an MVP, you should be seen more, man.
I agree, but
I agree as well. I agree as well, sir.
Don't have the right hairstyle. That's what they're gonna say. He has Oakley, Gatorade, and Play Action Soul Food. Those are 3 endorsement deals.
Oakley is even though it's worldwide, it's not for everybody. So you're not gonna see a lot of Oakley commercials. Gatorade is his one. Everybody's during any sports season is gonna see Gatorade.
If football season, you're gonna see him in a Gatorade commercial. Everyone.
Amen.
If he wins the Super Bowl, he should get some more endorsements.
I think he should have got me going with Michael's theory. I think he should have gotten them some more by now. And this would be his 3rd MVP, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he should have gotten more.
So for what we're seeing, for what we predicted tonight, we should be seeing the Eagles and the Lions. And
Eagles and the Lions, Chiefs and the Ravens.
And the Ravens. We'll get into that because I think their defense has improved. I think they might have a little bit more. I think that I hate to say, I think the Chiefs going back to the Super Bowl game because their receivers, I think they're pretty healthy as much as possible. Before we go, I want to do I know it's not we didn't plan for a partner shot, but Clyde Edwards-Helaire. There's a story out a couple months ago. If you don't know his story from LSU, he has been physically unable to perform list that's not injury related from dealing with PTSD. You think like he didn't fight in no war. He didn't do anything like that. Actually, he was in a war for his life in LSU. His a friend of his went to go sell a PlayStation to a guy. It was a setup, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire had to defend themselves from that. This is years ago. He shot that guy that tried to shoot them, killed the guy. He wasn't arrested because of self-defense, and he has had trouble sleeping for the last 6 years for that. There were times where he would get maybe 3 to 4 hours of sleep a night, if that, wake up throwing up, vomiting randomly, and it got to a point where he was not able to play this year. And a lot of people think that he's been a bust in his career, but when you add context to the reason why he has not lived up to his standards of what he did at LSU to warrant that first round pick for a running back for a returning championship team, that's the reason why. And I know the Chiefs cut him a couple weeks ago, but at the same time they need a roster spot. But I think he's going to get another spot back. But Clyde, take your time, get yourself together, and get all the help you need, because that PTSD is not nothing to play with. It messes with all your livelihood. And salute to you for just acknowledging this. I listened to it on the Pivot, read an article about it also. I just hope that the Chiefs do you right. If they win the Super Bowl, you get the 3rd ring also. That's our show for tonight. Our picks will be right, but I just hope Lamar shows up. If they lose, I just hope he plays well. Ty Monken, you have one job.
Yep.
You got one job, Ty Monken. That's our show. Hopefully we have a full staff next week. We out.
All right.